Hi everyone, this is Killshot 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 9. The script, spoiled or leaked. Some really good conversations around this last night. We have compiled a list, and I got to tell you, this is ramping up to be like the cliffhanger from a couple years ago. There is more drama around the sneakiness or the creativeness, and we're going to talk about both groups out there, but it has almost pitted the Spoiling Dead's fan page and Shiny Firefly against AMC and Scott Gimple. Two superpowers clash. We're going to talk about some of the things tonight, and we're going to lean in one direction or the other. Could it be the undefeated Spoiling Dead's fan page, or could it be Scott Gimple finally getting over on the spoiler site? So a lot of interesting stuff to talk about. Appreciate all of you guys being here. I know a couple of nights ago it was very down and depressing, but I feel a little bit like there's hope and a little bit of new life breathed into the Andrew Lincoln story. I know when this story broke, everybody was on top of it, and now we're starting to see, I wouldn't go as far as to say retractions, but we are seeing a little bit of backpedaling, and that is hope for all of us. I do want to say I missed a birthday shout a few streams ago, but Northside Queen had a birthday. I think it was last week, and I totally missed it. I had a message, and I've said a couple times, I'll get you the belated birthday. So I do want to say happy birthday. If you guys have some special events, some birthdays, some things going on, just post it on our 999 Army page or shoot me a message, Kit, K-I-L-Z-H-O-T, and we'll try to get you a special shout out. Also want to recognize brand new Patreon. We got Jim Kelly, not the former Buffalo Bills quarterback, but Jim Kelly will be joining the team of 999 Army supporters. So thank you so much, and we'll get him officially added to the other list, but we got him highlighted up there, and we're going to jump right. I appreciate all you guys being here. I see some good comments. Cindy says, Gimple looks very guilty in that picture. I think Gimple always looks guilty, doesn't he? He always looks like he's thinking one step ahead of everybody else, and if you guys didn't see over on the left side with a spoiler, that is a picture of a little shiny firefly as well. So I want to give credit where credit is due as the superpowers clash. So before we get into the spoiled versus leaked, you know what? Let's just start out. Let's just be completely open and take the 999 Pulse survey. I'm going to ask all of you right now, and if you're watching the playback, if you don't get a chance to join it live, leave it in the comments below. Because we want to see what you think, and then some of the people in the stream will actually comment on your comments. And you can see everything they type along the side is scrolling up. So I'm going to ask you guys the question, and we'll break it down. You got two choices. Pick one: spoiled by a great job of the Spoiling Dead's fan page, or leaked intentionally by AMC. Type your response right now. I'm going to call on a few people, and I'm going to go ahead and take my stand as well, too. I know I've been kind of back and forth, but I think I've changed my position a little bit on this. So Sergeant Chosen One getting out of the gates and says it's leaked. Shada says leaked. Jerica Potter says spoiled. Leaked on purpose, says Wilson. It is very interesting to see the amount of comments, because before we started breaking this down, most people thought it was spoiled and discovered. And in 2 days, it is started to change directions. And in tonight's video, we are going to talk about some of the reasons why many of us think that it was leaked. Myco the Psycho says leaked, but not by AMC. Interesting, interesting. Street Strat says testing our reactions. I got to say that what the writers did in Fear the Walking Dead last season, for me, changed my perspective of the writers, the showrunners, the powers that be. I just have a feeling there were production meetings specifically addressing spoilers. And I think it was handled almost as if it was handling something on the show, like a scene or a character. That somewhere just in the back, Gimple said, this is going to be epic. Watch how much we have people talking about this. So, just a follow-up question, because I have not been able to find an article, confirmation, interview at this point with Andrew Lincoln. So I got to ask the group. I have to ask everybody here. Has anyone here seen, other than the Collider and a couple other publications that took an article and ran with it, has anyone seen Andrew Lincoln talk about leaving the show? I've been searching. Any official confirmation from Andrew Lincoln other than we heard he wants to spend time with his family? Now, we've seen the hints, we've seen the clues, we've seen the banners taken down. But not one person here has seen an official confirmation. Just Chandler, same Walking Dead nerd. I saw Chandler address it, but Chandler's out of the loop. All right, I do want to give a super chat shout out to Valar, the resident Game of Thrones fan, Walking Dead fan. Valar says, hello 999 Army, Kill Steph, Emmy Kells, Bree, Sweet Tommy sponsors and patrons, and of course all super chatters who are involved, engaged, and participate in the conversation. So let me also say that I got some follow-up questions, and we're going to give some strong reasons and some strong rationale why it's a leaked script. I'm going to be of the viewpoint now, I think it was intentionally leaked. That is my official position. And I think that because people are talking about being leaked at this point, it's going to slow down the decoding and the deciphering. I think everybody was really, really excited to find out what it all means. And then when a few people started thinking like, wait a minute, they might be tricking us. I don't want to do this anymore. I feel like this secret code has been stalled. All right, and why I've got all the Walking Dead fans out there, I've got all your undivided attention, I need you guys to do me one big favor. Everybody hit the like button, number one. Actually, a couple big favors. Sorry, I'm going to ask a couple things. This is kind of my quick advertisement. Tonight, we will be doing our random things. It is our second season doing that. It is the 7th time that we've done this. Next week will be kind of our mid-season finale. So we're doing some random topics, of course, and we're also going to be talking a little bit about The Walking Dead, and we're also going to be doing a couple of our surveys. So if you guys want to talk about some other things besides Walking Dead, there will be a Walking Dead element. You just want to hang out, just want to chill, some things that are going on. Join us for random things. We have a lot of fun with that, and I'm going to address a couple of the topics and a couple of the comments that have been posted on the video, so that should be interesting as well. All right, there's my brief advertisement. Just want to let you guys know. Some people might only join for this chat and skip random things. We might, strong might, we might even have just a freestyle video after that too. So we're going to do this one. We're going to break it down. We're going to do random things at 9:30, and then I'm not 100% sure after random things. We're just going to wait and see how that all rolls. So hopefully you guys will participate in that. I love you guys being a part of all that. All right, let's go back to a little bit of our list, and hopefully you've had 24 hours to think about some other things. But here's a couple ideas that were put in some of the videos that we did yesterday of why people think this is either a faked. Well, you know what? I do have to ask you one more question. So you said spoiled versus leaked, and I'd say 95% of you said it's leaked. So now here's the natural follow-up question. not how it was released. Is the script real or is the script fake? Because it's more likely if it was leaked, it's probably fake. But do you think it's leaked and real or leaked and fake? I think most people are going to say leaked and fake, but I just want to get your view. I want to get the commit. I had someone tell me that those circles were the exact size of a Starbucks cup. I'm going to disagree. All right, so a lot of people are saying fake. Script is fake. This is B9124. They would never intentionally release a real script, especially one as important as Rick's death. And that was one of the categories. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to do something we have not done in a long time. We're going to do our top 9. This was a series that we'd done a long time ago. Everybody has a top 10 list. So instead of a top 10, we're 999 Gaming. We're the 999 Army. We're going to put together a top 9. And here's going to be the challenge. I don't want you to do it all right now. Just take a deep breath. It's not a race. It really is a quest for accuracy. And what we're going to do is we're going to rank the top 9 reasons why this script could be leaked and or fake. But we're going to start near the bottom. Jessica, here's my circle gate theory. Because it's too perfect of a prop to be on the back of a script. That's why the circles are important. So Jessica Woodmus is like, who cares? Well, I care because, well, it's kind of my theory, so I have to care about it. But as I looked at it, and I thought the exactness is something that's important. So that is going to be an option. That might not be number 1 on your list, obviously. It may not rate high, but that's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to start with 7, 8, and 9. Don't get too far ahead. Now, I'm going to give you a few options that are out there. Here's a couple that you guys had brought up. So, Michonne's reaction. In the script, it said Michonne was restrained. And some people said, oh, hell no. There's your reason right there, because ain't nobody holding Michonne back. The AMC tweet. The natural assumption that Rick dies. The white horse with the handprint. Rick's vision of Shane. The circles. The importance of the script. How it was leaked. How it was posted. All of those things are factors. But what we want to do is we want to start with what we think are some of the least important. And they can be brand new ones. They don't have to be anything we've mentioned at this point. The lameness of the death, absolutely. But the challenge with this is you got to think about 9. So you can't give me your best ones right away. All right. So with that in mind, let's get to it. I want you to start to think about and give me, of the things we've talked about the last couple days, 7, 8, and 9. 9 being one of the lowest in priority, and we're going to work all our way up to what is the number one. Could be revenge, that Scott Gimple just has it out for spoiler sites. That could be number one. That's something that's going to be floating around. How early it is. So give me three. Give me three that will rank a little bit lower. And by the end of this video, we will have a top 9 reason why this is leaked and fake. Come on, millennials. I know it feels like work, but you got to do it for me just one time. You can muster the energy to do it. Stay focused. All right, so we've got, so people will talk about it. Why would the cameraman have the script? Hype for Comic-Con. To get the community talking. Lisa Mandy, though, I don't know. Would that be your lowest of 9? I don't know that I would rate that number 9. To me, that might be something that we want to talk about to be rated number 1. All right, so Ron Burgundy gets it. Here you go. This is what I want. Leak so early, AMC hasn't shut this down, and want to ruin spoiling web pages. But, Ron, are you saying that want to ruin web pages is number 9? I'm going to rate that a little higher. Ratings boost. And once we get the entire list, we can move a few things around, but I want people watching the playback of the video to really have a top 9. Dawn of the Frank, I don't know I would go that low with revenge for spoiler sites. Okay, here. We've done this before, but it's been a little while. Let me help the group out, because everybody wants to give me some of the top answers right now. I'm going to say number 9, counting backwards, would be Michonne's reaction. I don't think that Michonne's reaction, to me, that's not the number 1 reason. I think that is a reason. It's a valid discussion. It's a valid concept. Number 8, I'm going to say, is Rick's vision of Shane. That is supposedly the last thing he sees before he is utterly gutted. Okay, you guys seeing how this works? All right, number 7, I'm going to say, is the white horse prop. And Rick's bloody hand was obvious. Christina Good, I think ratings boost is an excellent answer. I don't think it's going to be 7, 8, or 9. I think it's going to be 1, 2, or 3. It's going to be up there really high. Number 6. I'm going to throw out the fact of number 6. That AMC tweeted about it. Now, the fact that AMC tweeted about it seems like they're creating more intentional confusion. If they leaked it on purpose and they see people up in arms and then they tweet like, don't believe everything you hear, they're not saying, hey, we did it, we didn't do it. They're continuing to stoke the fire a little bit. Fluff Salisbury, I think that is an excellent call out. And I'm going to put that as number 5 because the 5th episode, number 5. Because it happens on the 5th episode. So I want to focus on that for a little bit. Why the 5th episode? If you could sign Andrew for 6 episodes or 8 episodes. Now, let me also say, I have not seen an official confirmation that Andy is only signed for 6 episodes. We saw articles that are out there that said he is set to appear in 5 or 6 episodes, something along those lines. But I don't think it's been confirmed by anybody that he's only in 6 episodes. Now, secondly, why would they do it? Because they don't want to set the end point either. We're going to get back to that in 1 second. Chip Smith says, Super Chat, here's 999 for my 999 Army. You know what? Those are great numbers, and thank you so much, Chip. Appreciate that. Appreciate you being a part of... you've been in the channel for a long time. Good to see you in the live streams again. And hopefully you'll continue to join us, get some of those comments out there. Remove the Clemson fan, though, Chip. You're going to have to add that back. So B9 says Rick would die in a season finale or even a mid-season finale, not the 5th episode. Wilani, keeping us confused about what's going to happen, so we're surprised. All right, let me address a couple of the other comments that were... these are some comments that were posted either last night or on the video. So, not everybody think it's leaked. Some people think that it's spoiled and the Spoiling Dead fans page got some information. I don't know that they've ever came out and said that our sources confirmed. I think they've seen the filming, they've seen the herds, and they saw the script. That's all I've gotten at this point. But when the Carl death rumor came out, there was audio of Carl, and it was supposedly of him being stabbed by Negan. That was not true. So that was completely wrong. There were people that also posted comments even today and said, it's got to be spoiled because AMC has always done a really, really bad job of protecting the deaths. And they did it with Glenn and Abraham. All right. First of all, AMC filmed multiple scenes with different people dying to try to throw people off. So it's not like they're just saying, hey guys, we want you to find this stuff out. So I will tell you, if you really want to get down to the people releasing the spoilers, it's likely not cameramen. It's likely not people setting up, people helping out. It's likely not actors. It's more likely people doing the editing. I think that's where some of the screenshots, some of the visual confirmation comes from. It's not usually from scripts being left laying around. It's a lot of editing, a lot of different shoots that go into there, and I would say that's probably where most of the leaks are coming out. And I do want to say happy birthday to Tim Molderig. Thank you, Tim, for being part of us, being a part of what we do on your birthday. And hopefully you'll join us for random things afterwards. Just checking through a couple comments here. Because we're going to start. We're going to get this list rolling once again. I guess the other thing that concerns me a little bit too, how about number 4, as we're getting more and more important? How about a watermarked person's name over the top of the script. And trying to figure out whose name that is, who's responsible, who leaked it. I mean, that seems like a fairly big deal, right? Totally fake, Julie. I would agree with that. All right, let's move up to, I think, number 3. And it does have to do with the circles. I'm not going to harp on the perfect circles. But I'm going to talk about the context inside the circles as well. Two perfectly drawn circles showing a portrayal of what it's like to work for The Walking Dead. Chaos, confusion, moments of brilliance. Let me talk about that for a second. This could have been a script that was passed out in a production meeting, but they thought so poorly of it to turn it upside down and draw on it, or to take it with them and draw on it and post it on their Instagram. Here's the $1 million question. And this is going to lean strongly toward why it is fake. The greatest, most important death in the history of The Walking Dead. You don't write on the back of that script. You don't doodle on the back of that script. You don't accidentally take a picture of it so the words can be seen from the other side. You do this on a napkin. You do this on a scratched piece of paper. You do this on a sheet of notebook paper, and you take a picture of it. You don't get a job working for The Walking Dead being this blatantly stupid. Let me say that again. You don't get a job on the production crew of The Walking Dead being this blatantly stupid and careless. Let me draw on the back of the script. Let me make sure the words on the other side, you can see through them. Hold on. I'm not done. Okay? I have notebook paper that I take a few notes while we're doing these streams. I can write notes on one side and put the paper down. I can barely make out what is on the other side of that paper. I can see it's writing. I can't make out a single word. So it would have had to be photographed in a way that shows enough detail that you can start to decipher it. I mean, if you talk about a gift, you're telling me that I almost chuckle as I start to see this. You're telling me the world's best spoiler site was handed a gift that just happened to be the script of Rick dying, just happened to show the letters from the front, just happened to have perfect circles and chaos and confusion, just happened to be uploaded on someone's site for long enough for someone to get it. Come on, people. Come on, really. Let's all stop being naive. Doesn't mean we're going to stop talking about it. We are going to talk about this. We're going to analyze it. We're going to get little bits and pieces because we don't really have a cliffhanger at this point. But to me, this is more fun than Glenn and Abraham. I've not had this much fun in 2 years. And I'm just waiting for more of it to be deciphered. I'm waiting for the part in the middle that gets deciphered. It's going to say, gotcha. This would be the equivalent of you having an electric bill for $457.27. And you bought a pick 3 ticket and you won exactly that amount of money. That's how coincidental this would have to be. Absolutely, there could be, and I think that's a great point. Julie McGuire, I think you have an excellent point. We might want to start looking to see if some of this is anagrammed or if there's another meaning to it other than this script. Now, how it's released, who did it, how it got dropped, the credibility of it, all those things we can talk about and discuss. So, to me, the circles and the context, that's number 3. Number 2, I've kind of touched on a little bit, the importance of the script. All right, this could be a borderline number 1, the most important reason why I think it's leaked. There was a scene of Gregory being hanged, right? That's already out there. But they didn't write on the back of that. There's a scene that shows that Carol is visibly upset and she starts to have feelings for Ezekiel. That's not what had circles on the back of it. There's a scene where Michonne pays a visit to the hilltop, and we find out that Maggie has been hoarding supplies. That's not what this was scribbled on the back of. So of all the things that are out there that have happened, the person just happened to take a picture of the Rick Grimes death scene. No, no, no. It's fake. We could stop right there. I can give you more scenarios. And it's not even blurry. Not only did this person think that his rude and homophobic comments would be included in the video, he did not realize that he's actually blocked and banned. So, yeah, there you go. Thank you, moderators and make sure that person never shows up on one of our videos again. Sorry. When you do live streams, sometimes you get idiots, and sometimes you just have to make them go away. So, Paul, in my opinion, everything on this piece of paper is fake. In my opinion. I'm going to give you the number one reason why I think it's fake. I could probably go back and change a couple of them. Revenge. I think I just have this gut feeling, and if I'm wrong, I'll be man enough to admit it. We'll watch the episode. We'll talk about it. We'll go back and reflect on it. I don't doubt that Rick could die. I don't think Rick should die. I still feel like I have the strongest theory in the history of The Walking Dead and the best scene of how it would play out. In my honest opinion, and you may call it hope, Andy knows what he means to the show. Maybe he does want to spend time with his kids. But let me give you an analogy. Think about this for a second. Don't want to give you false hope, but I want you to think about this. Not everybody's a big sports fan, but you may not be happy that LeBron James went to the Lakers. But that happened the same night we found out this news. But just bear with me for a second. But they interviewed Kobe Bryant, and they said, you know, LeBron could be now one of the greatest Lakers of all time. How does Kobe Bryant feel about that? And Kobe said, it's all about how many banners. It's all about us winning championships. I don't think if The Walking Dead fails, Andy's legacy is tarnished. Let me say this again. If The Walking Dead can't recover from this, if Andrew Lincoln, if Rick dies, and we all are fans and we're all going to watch it, but let's say the show gets worse. As much time, as much energy, as much as Andy has put into this, I don't think there's any incentive that he wants it to fail with him or without him. Would you agree with that? Do you think that Andrew Lincoln would sit back and say, hey, show was great for 7 seasons, 8 seasons when I was there, but last 2 seasons they sucked? No, I don't agree with that, Jaro. I don't think at all. I don't think at all that he would take any personal enjoyment out of the show not continuing to do well. These are his friends. These are his co-stars. This is a story that he has lived. He's not sitting back hoping to think, and I'm sorry, but to think that he would be so selfish to a point of saying, hey, I got out at the right time. Look, the show sucks. That's not professional. And could you imagine that if he were to die by this herd of walkers, may not be anybody here, But don't you think there are people out there that will blame Andrew Lincoln for the fall? Right now, it's easy, right? They blame Gimple, Scott Gimple, Robert Kirkman. If Andy leaves and they have no choice but to kill him and the show doesn't recover, there will be people that will blame him for the fall of the show. Maybe not as many as blame Gimple, but they will. Because they're not choosing to send him away. Apparently, he is choosing. So, think about the context of this. And Andy's a smart dude. He's thought this out. He is going to want the legacy to be there. So, I'm going to go back and just say it one more time. Believe it if you want to believe it. Hold on to hope if you want. Or totally up to you. I'm not trying to make you think anything. You're all adults here. You all have your convictions and you all have what you think is right, and you can see the data and you can see it. But if I were being paid to write the script on this, or if I were being paid to negotiate a contract, and if I had a vested interest and knew that Andrew Lincoln could be worth hundreds of millions of dollars in the future, I'm going to sit down with him in office and I'm going to say, Andy, we know you want some time away, but we really want to open the door for you to come back. Is there any chance that after a couple of years you might want to join the show again? Now, I can't answer that question. You can't answer that question. There's only two people that can answer that question. And that's Scott Gimple and Andrew Lincoln. And we have not heard a word from either one of them. So, I know how I would negotiate it. I think most of you would try to negotiate it the same way. Missy Ann, the thing is, and I'm going to go back to that, we don't know that. It's almost like Missy Ann's comment is Gimple made the choice when he killed off Carl and screwed things up. What we don't discuss, why did Gimple kill Carl? Didn't like him? Changed the story? We can all speculate that, right? You can say he's just Gimple's just a vengeful son of a bitch and just wants to kill people off. Because that's what people are going to discuss. Chandler did not want to leave. So, Jennifer, Chandler did not want to leave. He just bought a house outside of Atlanta. Was not his choice. But I'm going to go back, and I don't have validation of this, but I'm going to tell you what I think. And I think that Andrew did want a break or did want to leave the show. And I think it made them scurry around and change the story. We've got to get this Negan and this war reconciled as quick as possible. Paul Quinn, once again, that's speculation. There's no validation of that. That is completely subjective. Paul Quinn says, Carl getting killed is down to contracts. No validation of that at all. That was never said by Chandler, was never said, acknowledged by Walking Dead. It's an assumption that because he was turning 18, they didn't want to pay him. If they thought Carl could lead the show, and if they thought there was another way out of it, they would have paid him. Believe me, if you think you have a leading man potential there that's making $30,000 an episode, you absolutely give him some money. That That's just something we think or we feel. And unfortunately, that's been drummed up by YouTubers. As there's been talk about low budget and lawsuits and those things. Let me just ask the group here. Just a question before we get to, because we are changing topics a little bit. And give me an honest answer here. How many people here, if Chandler was making 30 grand an episode, how many of you would have paid Chandler $300,000 to be the star of the show? And honestly would have watched it every week and said, Carl's the new hero. I'm not talking about the comics. Don't give me what happens in the comics. Based on Chandler's acting and what you saw, some of you might go bankrupt. I'm sorry. But if you think, I'm sorry, there's no way I would pay Chandler Riggs what Jeffrey Dean Morgan gets paid or what Norman Reedus gets paid. Just would not do it. I'm sorry. Other than a couple episodes, there was nothing that I saw in his acting that led me to believe that he could be the star of the show. Other than the fact, his comic book role. But if you're just talking about the show and you're talking about giving him a huge raise and keeping him alive, there's no way. I don't think the mass majority of fans would have adapted to that story either. Maybe a few, but I don't see it. There were some scenes that I thought he did a great job, but there's a difference between a few scenes and then forever. But I don't get too far off topic, because when we get into these chats, we get all over the place. At the beginning of this video, we were talking about spoiled or leaked and how we feel, whether it was excellent detective work or whether AMC is behind this. And it could create a pretty decent conspiracy. So I'm going to give you once again my top 9. Feel free to think about some different categories. Number 9, the 9th reason why this is a fake script. Because Michonne's character would not be reacting in that manner. It's completely out of character for Michonne. Number 8 reason is because Rick's last vision is not of Lori, it's not of Carl. It is trying to get to Shane and understand what Shane is saying according to the script. Number 7 is the leaked pictures of the white horse that apparently will be involved in this graveyard scene. Number 6, AMC's tweet. AMC tweeted out, "Don't believe everything you hear." It's pretty important. Number 5, that Rick would die in episode 5. Number 4, the watermark name across there just does not look like a real script. Number 3, the circles and all the stuff written in the circles. Number 2, the importance of the script. Of all the scripts that, if it were real, you could have doodled on the back of and taken a picture of, not the Rick death script. And number 1 reason is that, you know what, we can make it a combination. Revenge for spoiler sites, popularity, something to hype up before Comic-Con, and a reason to get people to watch and go crazy. The last question I have for all of you, and be honest, has all this secret script drama the last 2 days, has it got you thinking? Has it gotten you talking? Has it gotten you interested? I want to see your comments scroll from top to bottom. Mission accomplished. Congratulations, AMC. We are now talking as much about this potential leaked fake script as we were about Glenn and Abraham. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate everybody being here. Make sure you like this video, share it. If you're watching the video, the playback, this is the closing comments. Take a look at the 999 Army. Really, really strong group. Good passion, good debate. Was not a rant tonight. We got a little bit fired up. But anytime we talk about Walking Dead, we're going to talk about a lot of different topics. You guys can see the sponsors over on the left side. You can see the right side, the patrons support this channel. Also, brand new, we got Jim Kelly. If you guys are interested in rocking some 999 gear over the summer, check the comments down below. You can get that on Threadless. And if you're interested in supporting the channel, then there are also links to our Patreon site, and also there's a spoiler button there as well, too. So we appreciate everybody being here. A special shout out to all the super chatters, to the moderators, and to all the people who make these streams just a lot of fun and a good time. I will we'll be running a random things stream in about 45 minutes. So if you guys want to talk a little bit about The Walking Dead, but a lot about other stuff, join us for that. Those are a lot of fun and some different topics. And we are tentative for a really, really late night freestyle stream. So don't book me on that, but otherwise I will see you guys in about 40 minutes, and we'll do some random things. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon. Peace.